Hello, Alex. How you doing? It's been a second. Well, not a second. It's been a little bit since I streamed last. So I'm trying to reset some things. Give me a sec so I can put this up. See if this works. Yeah. All right. Been good. Yeah, that's good. Good, good. Yeah, I was supposed to stream for a while. Hey, Gothic, how you doing? I was supposed to stream for a while yesterday, but I was too tired after all of the uploading stuff. Basically, we've got uh, episode 1 of the webcomic up on Webtoon and Tapas. Um, it's probably going to take a couple episodes for people to kind of read it on that website or those websites, but I'm trying to get them posted elsewhere as well. There's a Global Comics, Voice, a couple other places that I want to put it up on. I was hoping you were gonna stream because I couldn't sleep. All right. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm okay. Lots of work to do now. Probably gonna fall asleep to this. No problem. Yeah. If you were watching on Twitch, it would be more difficult to fall asleep because there's punk rock. But yeah, I'll scroll through the comic so you guys get a look at what I've been working on. Basically, all I've done is took the artwork from the pages that I've been working on and compiled them to uh, the format that I guess we see on the Webtoons websites. I need to change this file though because it's there's things about it that are inefficient. But yeah, most likely won't be yapping like last time. No problem. Hey Sparrow, how you doing, Sparrow? One of the issues is the text size that I've been using is a bit small, like just a bit small. So maybe I'll increase the size of um, that in like the pages that I have. I might just leave them the way they are. I'm not sure. I'll try to go back and see if I can increase them a little bit. But for the webtoon, whatever I've uploaded stays the way it is. I don't really have the energy right now to go back and edit things, so I'm already getting tired. No worries. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It does that glitch thing whenever I scroll. Mm. Yeah, so the webtoon does have extra lines of dialogue because I found stuff to add in later, and I edited the style of the word bubbles and stuff. But yeah, I guess it's kind of foreboding. Could be our last summer together, you know? Let's make it count. Could be a little bit of foreshadowing there. Depends on how I handle the rest of the story. And then this was just the promo stuff. I made the YouTube, Twitch, and all the other icons um, stylized for the comic. We got the bug. That's a nymph though, so it's the baby form of the cicada. It hatches up out of it. I use it for like, because the symbology of it is important to the story. This specific type of cicada is the pharaoh cicada. Uh, they stay as nymphs in the ground for about 17 years, and then they emerge. And it's kind of a parallel with what we consider adulthood, right? They only have about a couple weeks though once they come out to do their like mating and all that stuff, laying eggs, etc. And then they die. So I guess we'll see if the young adults in the series survive or if they die with the cicadas. Wait, is some of it posted to Webtoon art? Yeah. So what's the name? Oh, I should probably put the links and stuff, huh? Uh, let me see if I can do that. It's technically in my description, but uh, okay, here we go. Why did it cut off like that? Because there was two links. Oops. Let me delete that one. Yeah, so there's a link to the tapas and there's a link to Hey Raga, how you doing? Yeah, there's a link to the tapas or the webtoons and to tapas. So depends on which one you want to read on whenever you have time. Should probably post it on Twitch as well. Webcomic, and I'll pin my own comment. Uh, yeah, there we go. I can't go on with the link. It won't let you. What? Is it because... Do you have a webcomics account? Maybe it needs you to have a webcom account because the rating of it on Webtoons I think is like young adult or something. I don't know. Either way, Raga. If only they let the emotes join like closer together. Works for me fine without an account. Maybe it's just a YouTube thing then. I don't know. In my description, there's a link to my profiles, but yeah, I guess it depends. Let me see. Yeah, in my link, there's links to the profiles. So if those links don't work that I posted, Alex, you can just try the ones in my description if you want. But yeah, let me get to work. I haven't drawn in a while, so let me just scribble a bit. Maybe I can open up a sketch file and do that. Was your first follower? Yeah. There we go. Thank you. But yeah, hopefully I can update as I want to. It's gonna be, I guess, 2 weeks till the next issue, minimum. Read the comics more after school. Yep, I will appreciate it. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll stay to give you watch hours. Oh, yep. I'll appreciate that as well. Thank you. Um, oh. Alright, let's see. Good night, Alex. Have a good rest. Can't wait for chapter 2 next year. Indeed. Yeah, I said 2 weeks, so it's gonna be like probably four. But we'll see how it goes. How you doing tomorrow? Doing alright? I just need a vacation. Feet and legs hurt. Damn. I'm doing okay. So we've uploaded on Webtoon and Tapas. There's a couple other websites I want to upload on. I don't expect them to get many like views because it's a smaller crowd, I guess, over there. Speaking about Global Comics, Voice.me, a couple other places. But putting something there now is just, additional presence and potential growth from people who I guess aren't down are getting sick and tired of webcomic tropes. Tropes? I don't know. Basically, whenever you read a webcomic or whenever you go to Webtoon or Tapas, it's very generic content, I guess. It's either romance, BL, or uh, I guess like gamified power fantasy or something. Isekai type thing. Fast food comics, I would say. But because the aim of those websites, the audience is younger, a lot of the comics that they're gonna read are gonna be their first time reading that type of comic. It's kind of how like you have a popular shonen, and then you have like the stands of each generation. But I love my my BL hardcore romance guys with RPG mechanics. It works a couple times, it works a couple times, and then eventually you're just like, I've already read that. And for someone like me who's already read like Sailor Moon and Inuyasha, it's I'm not really gonna get anything out of a lot of the contents that are being published, or the popular ones at least. You said webtoons would automatically format or some stuff. Did Tapas do the same? So I actually didn't check if Tapas would have done the same, but for the webcomic or for the fucking hell, man, webtoons, um, I found a feature in Clip Studio that does it for me, so I don't have to rely on the webtoons. I don't know what they would do to the files besides cropping it, but you have a special export feature, export webtoon, and you can basically set the quality and the compression. That's what the quality actually means, is the compression and format. So when we do it like this, it's actually a pretty small file size. Since I work at a larger file size, I can downsize to whichever website needs me to adjust to their specific format. So I did that right. Um, and then divide vertically, you can choose, depending on which website, to do the divisions for you. Um, this reminds me, I need to reset a file. I need to make a new file. So, based on this one, I guess. Because what you could basically do with something like this um, is after you put everything in place, you export it with that special export feature and it cuts it for you and creates a bunch of images that you can upload, numbers them and everything. So that's a time saver. Um, what's not a time saver is the way I did it with the old file was, oh, the old file's not here. It was here though, because I had it open, didn't I? Okay, here it is. So the old file that I was using, I had each of the pages in layers, in folders, right? So all the content would be in this folder, and then in the other folder, it would be more content, etc., etc. But the problem is that when I would export the pages with the special export feature, it would export the pages. This one says 5, so it would export them 1 to 5, and then if I would go to page 2, it would export them again, but it would be 1 to 5 again, so I would have to rename them manually. That was causing problems. So I found out that if I create a project instead, which I'm going to do now, if I do a project, I can export all of them in one go, essentially, is what I was getting at. Comic settings. Webtoon. I never knew about this feature right here. I'm actually interested to see how this works out. Let's go with 5 pages. Resolution 300. It's not for print, so it doesn't matter, right? 16. Okay, so 12. 12 times. Oh. Alright, so let's see. Let's do some math. Alright, so on Webtoons, the format is 800 by 1280, I believe. Let me confirm that with a file here. 800 by 1280, yeah. So these are for the Webtoon. For Tapas, it's 940 by 1504. Basically, for Webtoons, they're pretty strict. They don't let you give them anything else but 800 by 1280. That's because each segment needs to load properly in both the website and the app for the phone. Um, so 1280 times 10. Of course, that's I should have just added another zero. But then times 2. Okay. So let's do 25, 600. So this should be 20, and this should be... Okay, that's a lot, actually. Alright, so let me think about this one. This will be 10 pages. 10 times 5. Oh, that's more than enough. Yeah, 50. Well, let's do 3 then. Because then it will be 30 pages of a webtoon. They only let you upload 20 megabytes worth of page, or worth of a webtoon for each episode. Um, if each page is 500, times 30. How much is a megabyte again? It's 1,000, right? 1,000 megabytes, 1,000 kilobytes is 1 megabyte, right? 1,000. Let me actually check right now for the conversions. Yeah, yeah, it's got to be that. Okay, so 1,020 megabytes times 1,020. Okay, yeah, so we're safe for 30 pages at 500 kilobytes divided by 500. 40. All right, we're safe. We're safe. I think it's byte. Let me check. I don't know these terms. KB, bytes. Yeah, bytes. So paper color as... Actually, paper color doesn't matter because I have to use a fill anyways. Can't believe you kept the bug drawing a secret till release. Such a key character shadow job. Just like, well, the bug drawing was like from last minute actually because I got annoyed with how much shit they were asking for. They were asking for like, oh, here's we need a thumbnail for the series. We need a banner for the series, and we need a vertical thumbnail as well because of the phone users. And now we need a thumbnail for each episode that you're gonna upload. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna put a bug on all of them, and that's the bug. Basically, it's an image from the internet that I essentially drew over. And I have to do the same thing for a bunch of images to make assets that I can use repeatedly throughout the series. So I have a collection here of cicada images. Essentially, I'm just gonna draw over them. This one, I don't know if I can use this one. It has like a bead of water on it. I can ignore these. I'll just be drawing over it, right? So I don't really need to care about the words. They're not really gonna bother me. This one here is when I was trying to use the program to create the drawing for me, but it doesn't really work out that well. Like this one kind of works out, and you can like do the shading yourself, I guess. You could maybe even redo some of the shading inside to look more like hatching. Oh wait, I don't think I showed this on stream. Oh, okay, I guess I'll just pull it out here. Oh, 3 Webtoon. Da, da, da. Save to desktop. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. It should generate the file pretty quickly. Yeah, there we go. That was fast. That was really fast, actually. So the only thing I'm worried about is if I have to put something over here, um, I essentially have to cut that myself. So maybe I will regenerate this later with longer files. But maybe I can just test this out right now and see what happens. If I create just some random and I put it like this. No, it doesn't show up, right? So what's the sense? Because what I have to do here is essentially I have to chop that shit up myself. And I want to reduce the workload, so let's try this again with larger files. Move to trash. Now webcom again. I forgot the number. Okay, 12, 8, 8, 0, 0 times 2. Oh shit, you you remember it? Okay. Wait, no, it was right over here. I mean, no, it wasn't right over here. Put it in. Numbers make my brain commit suicide. I guess I shouldn't have said that. That's a word. Sewer slide. Webcom 3. Alright, so how many pages is this then? If that was 10, this is 20. I only need 2. Why view as a webcomic then? Because it was still viewing it page by page. I don't understand why it has that option. But oh well. Whoa, fast as fuck again. Okay, maybe the page by page would have put this here, I mean this here, and then that there. So it would be like side by side instead of like this. I guess maybe that's what they were saying. But yeah, this is much better because I have ample room to work with, which means that there's going to be less cutting because this is this will cover about 20 pages of content. There's basically only one time that I'm going to have to cut, if at all. So that's acceptable. Cool. Technical stuff out of the way there. Were you already aware of the memory limit on Webtoon images, or just lucky guess to put what you had, which worked? Okay, so it wasn't a problem that I wouldn't have been able to solve pretty easily, but here is how close I cut it. It's 18.2 megabytes for 19 images, and that's because some of the images here are way too big because of the screen tones, right? What I learned is this should not be even that big. Like this is I guess like you would think it's an acceptable size, but it's not. Let me give you a bigger one. Let's go with this one here. So this one's 1 megabyte. I think this one's probably 1 megabyte too. Yeah, two almost. And that's because of the screen tones essentially. What I did wrong was I've been exporting them at 100% quality. And I didn't know that quality was indicator of compression. So basically, if you do it at 100% quality, it's more of a raw file, and that's more for printing. But if you start to tighten that down, you save space, and it's basically you can't even tell. Um, I don't really have an example here because I already threw them away. But it's something you can't. Wait, no, I can do it right now actually. Okay, so let's see. So this is the super high quality one. Oops. And this is the lesser quality. You can barely tell. And this is one that should be more drastic here. It's mainly with the tones, and it's mainly because the resolution is different. Yeah, so it's not even it's negligible as they say. How much smaller? Let's see. All right, so for this one's the Webtoon one. This is the one that I exported at 100, and this is the Tapas one. It's not a fair comparison because the Tapas one you're allowed to send them, or you're not allowed to. You're required to send them bigger files. So the dimensions of the Webtoon is 800 by 1280, and for Tapas it's 940 by 1504. So the Tapas one is bigger, but also it's smaller because of the compression, and you can't tell really because of the um. This is Tapas again, and you can't really tell because like the quality doesn't matter. The export quality. So this is 2 megs here for a smaller image for Webtoon, 2 megabytes, and a larger image with a reduction of. It's also a JPEG that helped as well. It's not a PNG like the Webtoon one. I wasn't paying attention there. Um, 500, let's just say. So it's 4 times smaller file size. Yeah, basically. Because if we account for the extra pixels, it will probably work out. That's great. Um, Wait, I won't bother you with the number technical stuff anymore. No, it's no problem. It's stuff that I'm thinking about too because I have about 4 other websites that I want to upload to. And I'm wondering what their specifications are. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to accommodate that because the file that I'm using is very large, so I can downscale to whatever size the web needs. Hopefully. Oh yeah, and the goal for this stream is just to start drawing um, reference stuff. So I'm just sketching the character that I've been sketching for this file. Not properly because that's not how she looks. Looks a little bit more like this, I guess. But yeah, having trouble focusing, I guess. Oh, hello, Jose. Uh, well, Kern. Hey, Kern, how you doing? Nice, bro. I read your stuff on Webtoon. Yeah, it was really short, but uh, decided that I'm just gonna put it out in short bursts. That way I can kind of stretch it out for the Webtoon format. Can't wait to continuation. I'll try to get it out in 2 weeks, which means about a month. Um, about you, wait, like your content wasn't it on Webtoons at some point or Tapas, whichever one? What happened to it? And was it in Webtoon format or was it in comic format? Global? Yeah, you're on Global Comics, but I thought that you were on. Maybe it was someone else. I don't know. I thought you were on Webtoons at one point, like earlier on. It could have been someone else though. You have a lot of content. You should chop it up and put it on Webtoons as well. But it takes a long time. Webtoons and Tapas, at least. Um, I might put it on Global Comics as a Webtoon format first, because apparently Global Comics and a bunch of other of the websites they take both formats. So maybe I'll do that because it's better than not having anything for months to post. Uh, yeah, I'll do that. What is a Global Comics? Hello, Clemacoy. How you doing? Global Comics is a comics hosting website, much like Webtoons and Tapas, except it's at least it started um, with a preference for traditional formatting on comics. It has both, so you can really publish on both, and you can kind of read in both ways if you want to. So there's still a benefit to having the scroll. Um, but yeah, that's global. Hoping it doesn't get taken over by cringy ass romance and BL and whatever else. But it looks like it's getting taken over by, or not taken over. It looks like it's hosting a lot of, I guess, more mainstream stuff. At least older mainstream comics, which is we'll see how it is. I guess if that's a good or bad thing. Probably good for business, but I don't know if it's good for indie. What is BL? What do you mean by that? BL is boys love. I forgot what the yaoi. Okay, yeah. Japanese term is yaoi. Just like for the girls love, I guess Japanese term is yuri. It's called boys love, but I'm pretty sure it probably has like it should probably have like adult men most of the time because they can get a little bit raunchy. But for like manly men, there's another genre. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a very manly, muscular. Okay, so to basically break down what BL actually is, what yaoi actually is, it's a female fantasy of males. Whenever they see being guys, they'll attribute romantic intent and they'll get ahead of themselves with some weird fantasy. That's why when you read BL, all the guys are pretty boys. It's just girls goofing off, I guess. But if you want the real gay stuff, okay, I remember. It's called Boru or Bora. Yeah, if you want the really gay stuff, that's usually made by dudes, I think. Muscular, hairy dudes, kind of gay. Well, really gay, probably. And that's a genre, yeah. And it's I think it's mainly males who make that. But it's not as popular as yaoi or yuri, of course, because most people will prefer the fantasy and the aesthetic, I guess. Either way, how you doing, Clement Clay? How's your day? Let me pin this, I guess. Why is it just showing it like that? Oh, whatever. 3,000 USD at the casino today. RIP. Dude, holy shit. Damn. I'm doing much better than you. I'll say that. I was 10,000 profit last time I went through, so I'm still 7,000 up. Well, I hope you stay up. Just an illustration? Um, it could be. It's really me getting carried away because what I've been trying to do is skip the sketch stage. So like you know how I think we talked about it in your stream for a little bit. Or I guess I didn't talk about it, but you and someone else are talking about it. Um, so you know you can do a storyboard, a script, and whatever else, right? So I decided that I'm gonna try to like cut out parts of the process that I don't need to do. Storyboard is useful, thumbnails and stuff like that are useful, especially if you're working on a collaborative project, right? You can show other people what you're doing so they everyone can work together and like put a project together. Same thing with a script, your dialogue lines and all that stuff. Um, Especially if you have someone else doing the lettering for you, that's probably necessary at that point. But since I'm doing everything alone, I'm sure you're doing everything alone too. We gotta get rid of we gotta get rid of shit that we don't need to do. Otherwise, we're just taking too much time. So the drafting process, I'm gonna try to get rid of that by just going straight to inks. In digital, it should be fine because any mistake you make, you can kind of correct it digitally. So obviously, I need to upgrade my visualization skills though, because you have an ability that's way more developed than my ability to visualize. Like you're able to kind of, it seems, figure out the acting and stuff for characters, like the posing of the characters, their expressions, um, and you kind of like figure it out on the page. Yeah, storyboarding is not really necessary if you're working alone. At least that's how I see it. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense to me too. So yeah, I'm gonna try to develop that ability and see how I can do it. You can use reference for the stuff if you're already good with angles and gesture. Yeah. References, yeah, I could use that. I have tons of references. I made a database of references, but I haven't really been using it. I should do that. Like posing references and stuff, I have tons of that stuff. Armor references, of course, you'd need that, right? um, but yeah, I got a bunch of references for camping equipment and stuff like that. I'll be right back. Food is ready. Lurky worky. Alrighty. We'll draw along with you after lunch. Sweet. I'll probably go on until you're ready to stream. Or actually, I might cut it short, but we'll see how it goes. I don't even know if you're technically gonna stream or not, but yeah. He probably went out to get lunch. He'll tell us when he's back. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen his work process more, but that's what he does. He doesn't do storyboards. He kind of figures out what the panels are going to be like, um, what the character poses are, and I guess he uses references too. Maybe he has them on hand, so he's thought about it in advance or something. But either way, he's putting it all together on the fly. But it probably comes from his ability to just draw lots of different characters, all within a short time frame. Anyways, yeah. There's a ton of skill that you gain with comics specifically. There's different skills that you gain with like different, like for example, concept art versus animation versus comic book. There's like a set of skills that you develop more for each. It's kind of like if you think about game terms, like your job or your subclass, it's pretty much the same thing. Right now, I'm trying to figure out like things to think about when I'm doing the ink slash sketch ink, whatever I want to call that. Just drawing it. Um, like I don't need to care about the details at the back here because that's gonna get covered. Parts where are important, I've divided like for example the hair and the face layer because there's parts of the face that are gonna be important, despite whether or not the hair is blocking it. Um, put on this hair layer because it's gonna have occlusion with the skin, which is basically blocking out light. And it's usually a technique that's also useful in differentiating parts. Um, Basically, you thicken the lines over, like the line of the hair that goes over the skin, you thicken that line to imply that it's on top, essentially. I don't know why that was giving me a seizure to just explain. I can apply a mask this layer at the bottom. That way, when I edit it, uh, like regardless of what I do to it, um, I can just undo it with a brush because it's just a clipping mask. Yeah. How does it feel to officially have part of a comic out? I think it's still sinking in. for the most part. Uh, but I don't know, maybe it's the same thing that always happens where it's like for me particularly when I do something it's like, it's all that build up and all that I don't want to call it stress. It's just like workload, I guess, right? And then you actually finish it and you do it and then it's just like, "Oh," and then you immediately think of the next thing to do. And the next thing to do is what occupies your head instead of, I guess, um what would people normally do? Like, I don't know, like take a breather, a break, maybe. I don't know. And I guess enjoy something. For me, it's fun to do it. So for me, it's just like on to the next one right away. Probably take a bit more pride. For me, it's like I like the thing that I'm doing or the thing that I've done, but it's definitely, I guess, like a side. It takes like the backseat to doing more and better. I don't know. It's like for me, it hasn't been. Maybe it will be more of a realization when I get like a proper chapter out, because this has just been the first 4 pages technically of like potentially 30 pages of a first chapter. So maybe after I do a full chapter, or maybe after I do a full series, I'll have like a bit of a satisfaction or something. But it's not something that I'm concerned about, I guess. Because right, this project in particular, it just started off as like, let's just try to do a chapter. Let's just try to figure out what I need to learn to put together a comic, a story, the illustration techniques, the technical knowledge. I think I get more of a kick out of actually learning how to do something than having actually done things, which I don't know what that means. Like, does that mean that once I get like used to it, I'll stop caring? I don't know. Wait, let me actually compare it then to, well, if I compare it to Dark Souls, then it kind of has a grim picture there because when you beat a Dark Souls boss, you don't really care to go back. It's just like it's on to the next boss, on to the next boss, struggle, 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 on to the next boss. The point of the games are the struggle, right? The learning. So if I don't have a constant challenge, then I'll get bored. I guess is what that says about me. But doesn't that make sense? Because I don't know why else would someone be doing it if you were doing it just to, like, the recognition is nice. I guess it's more important to have like sustainability than recognition. I guess for me in my head because like once you have a sustainable support base, it doesn't matter how much more money you can make after that. It's like it's irrelevant because you're still only able to produce at a certain rate. Of course, like with a lot of resources, maybe you could outsource stuff, but I'm not the kind of person who wants to do that. I kind of want to have a handle on everything. I don't know if there are things that I can outsource. There probably are. Like, let's say if I wanted to make a comic, in the future and I had money to invest in resources, I would invest in maybe someone to make 3D models of the characters that I can use to pose. Um, yeah, I can't think of much else. 3D environments, that kind of stuff, to just use as reference and stuff like that. Or, I don't know. Voices, yeah, voices. Actually, me and Des were talking about this. Um, we're trying to get like some voice acting for the future chapters, so that we can make like shorts with music and voice acting and whatever, right? Would you be interested, by the way, if it was a voice acting thing? Because I think your voice can fit Tom. But yeah, if you're not into that, don't worry about it. But yeah, if it was the future, I would probably try to get that properly done, like everyone paid and stuff like that. Do animatics and stuff like that. I can see that being interesting. And then like it's not even something I should even think about, I feel like, but if I were able to make games, that would be like the ultimate end goal of all time. But it's not something that I feel like I can even think about at this point because it's like need to make the comics first. Need to make that. It's like working in the ground and thinking about flying or going to space. Even it's just way out of the box right now to think about. I would prefer someone who wants to get like recognition, like look for a small creator who does V and then they benefit potentially as well. Yeah, yeah, and like my personal opinion on voice acting is just not that, not no shade intended, but it's not that uh I'm trying to think of the right word. Impressive isn't the right word. Okay, let's just say the voice acting for, in my opinion, is just dependent on you finding someone who sounds like the person. Because people in life express themselves vocally all the time. So if you find someone who sounds like the person and you can just give them basic direction on how to like deliver the line, that's all you pretty much need for voice actors. I know there's like more to it for professional voice actors who can do a lot of voices. Um, they can do like crazy sounds and stuff like that, or sustained screams and stuff because they have vocal training. They can sing, etc., etc. But if you just want to cast someone as a character, I don't think it's necessary to get someone professional to do that. You can get someone who likes to voice act and can do the voice slash sounds like the person. I'd say it's impressive on whether someone can do a range of voices. Yeah, you can find a voice for a character and that's well and good. But if you find someone who can do three, then that's good. Yeah. So like if they can do, like at the point where I have to deal with someone like that, I definitely have to pay them. So yeah, if I'm gonna deal with a professional voice actor who can cover a couple characters, for sure. I even know some amateur voice actors. Like I don't know them well enough to ask them to help, but I know some that can do dozens of voices. Like they should really be professional. But I guess that industry has their insiders and whatever as well. Every industry does. I've talked mad shit to some artists that I know throughout the years for needing to have too many people work on one project. Um, so I guess I'll get a lot of satisfaction out of doing it myself too, in that respect, because then I can point to it and be like, look, a literal loser just winged it. So you guys should step shit up. Because there's some pros that I know, or former pros, I guess, and they need to like have like a pencil or inker, um, letter, or etc. etc. And they still take a month, not a month, sorry, they still take a year to put out a product, a single chapter. A colorist as well, yeah. I remember right at the start, that's kind of what you mentioned, like, oh, a guy had 30 people, so that's just a job that at that point. Oh, a guy had 30 people, so that's just a job at that point. I mentioned that a specific person had 30 people to put together like a book. I can't even remember who I was talking about. Either way, I probably exaggerated the number. It's probably not 30. It's probably like a dozen or something, which is still too many people. It's not like I need to necessarily even do it for that reason alone because I know people who do it alone that have published comics and everything. They just pretty much did it on their own. So it's not like I have to necessarily be the one to prove this can work. I feel like something along those lines. It might have been a professional manga, but that was a month or two ago. Oh, yeah, I can't remember. The mangaka, they more so work like in teams to put things together. So it's technically a lot of
care package on the way.
one guy who kind of does things, or kind of like gets people to put the product together. Like for example, uh, a lot of shonen they put it together in like a week or something, right? Um, for the first few days, they're doing the sketches and stuff. The main artist, and they're having other people kind of do the other parts. Like if they need a background for something, or if they need, I don't know exactly what else they would need, but the story, the poses, they kind of figure that out in the first couple days. And they obviously have a lot written from last week and they kind of know what direction they're going in. But they format everything in the last couple days of the week and send it off to the editor and get that stuff ready to go. No one involved is paid as much as they should be, but That's also why professional mangaka are ditching the industry. Like Boichi, for example, the guy who made Doctor Stone. I think he just self-published a manga, some kind of Western. I have to actually check it out because I like Western, so. But that will become more and more common. Yeah, Kern is definitely right. If I had if I pre-prepare my references, I'll have a much easier time at drawing stuff. I'm thinking in my head. It's my thought is divorced from this drawing. I'm just kind of doodling because I don't really know what to do. But yeah, we're almost hitting. Oh wait, did Raga redeem something and I didn't notice? Sorry about that. Let me take a sip. It has been a while since I streamed though, so 4 days, I think. So I'll definitely prepare my references and stuff for the next stream. I'll need them for sure because I want to start the next page here. So what we have to do for the next 2 weeks is this and this. I want to do one or two more, but realistically, I think that unless I've gotten faster, that's pretty much all we're gonna do. 3 pages in the next 2 weeks. And we'll see if I got faster or not. It'll be a surprise. I need to redraw the. Oh shit. The doors. I need to have them open. So I need to redraw that part. And then I need to put a bunch of shit in the back. Maybe I need to also like have this open out as well. Yeah. Well, that'll be what I think about for the next stream. So it looks like your whole thing is getting the pictures done, and I suppose hammering out a schedule until this project is done and dusted. Yeah, pretty much. At least for this, the comic portion. Because a lot of the stuff that I had to do over the weekend, well, not over the weekend, just basically Sunday night and today when I had time, was stuff that I don't necessarily have to do again. All the setup and stuff with the comic page and whatever design art that I need. for thumbnails and whatever. So as long as the exports go fine, like when I put it together and export it, which takes a whole day, to put to cut up the images and then put them together in the webcomic format, that takes a whole day. It's actually interesting how long it took. Maybe I can do it on stream. It's kind of a brain dead thing to do. But yeah. Mm, although there's things that I learned that will probably speed it up as well. So we'll see how that goes. Cutting works. I like the cabin shot quite a bit. Yeah. I hope things get easier for you. Rude to ask, but have you got a general guideline or deadline already for each for each webtoon entry? Um, a general one is 2 weeks. That's why I want to get the art for the next 2 pages. Because what I've been able to do consistently is at least 1 page a week, right? I haven't dropped below that. So if I can do 1 page a week, that's 2 pages that I can cut up. I want to go for three in 2 weeks. And then over the weekend, I can chop it up and post it. And then we'll be back on Monday on April or, yeah, March, April? Yeah, March, April. Uh, I guess the second, no, yeah, the second week of April. We'll be back here talking about episode 2, hopefully, which should be, yeah, it should be the same size. If it's bigger, that would be nice, but it should be at least the same size. But yeah, this stream was nice just to like de-stress, I guess, because I haven't really been doing drawing. I've just kind of been doing, uh, I guess, the more graphic design stuff and the promotion and blah blah blah, account making and account filling out information, linking everything. So I've been drawn for since last stream, really. There's a couple things I can do for the next stream. Or I'll maybe save the more interesting stuff for this stream. Ruin has a charity going on. I think it will be the same day that I'm going to be on his channel to do to finish the painting that we started. I think it has dogs in it, so it's topical because the charity that he's doing is for service dogs or people who need service dogs. There's a sticker that I am gonna sketch for him. If I can sketch more than one, that would be nice, but I'll sketch at least one. Um, painting dogs playing poker. um, The painting was, I think it was Dogs in Winter. I don't know what they were doing. I can't remember. Yeah, so I have to do promo runs still. I'll probably do them tomorrow since people aren't really awake to see the promo until like uh, afternoon, I guess. Or I guess not awake, like available. It's various discords and Reddits and forums and whatever else. I'll just kind of throw it everywhere and see how I can get things going. But yeah, that's enough for this stream. I think we hit 2 hours at least. It's a nice de-stress drawing. The thing is that my lines are getting neater. It's still way too slow, but the lines are getting much better. The strain is not there to like think about what I'm doing. Of course, it's just a face shot though. Like once we get to trying to pose figures in 3D space and blah blah blah, that's probably gonna be the next challenge. I know you kind of claim to not burn out, but try to keep your mind, keep your mind in mind. Oh yeah, yeah, I got it. It just looked weird, uh, written out like that. The art you seem good with and happy. the art you seem good with and happy when you are doing that, but the online forums, etc., is what gets. Yeah, the online doing all the online stuff is a brain drain, and that's why I couldn't stream yesterday. Like I was like, I'll release it, and then I'll go and I'll stream about being happy about releasing it. But all the forms that I had to fill out and set up for the pages and stuff like that drained my head. And I was just like, okay, I'll just go to sleep. I went to sleep at a record early time of 3, or yeah, I guess like right before 3 a.m. But yeah, I'll see you guys. But you already know all that, so enjoy the night. Yeah, you enjoy the night too. I'll see you when I see you. Ciao. Uh, End stream here. And now for YouTube, I end stream. Thanks for watching and all that. So hit night here. Night. YouTube.